Hello guys, today we are discussing an important topic of thorax, that's mediastinum. So let's get started. Mediastinum is divided into two groups, boundaries and subdivisions. So start with boundaries. The posterior boundary of mediastinum is the 12 vertebrae of thorax. T1 to T12 is and its anterior border is sternum, like manubrium, sternal body and xiphoid process. In superiorly, its thoracic outlet is boundaries, and inferiorly its diaphragm. And let's go to the subdivisions. लाइक मीडियास्टिनम का बाउंड्रीज के बारे में अगर बात करें तो पोस्टीरियरली थोरैक्स के थोरेसिक वर्टेब्रास जो हैं टोटल इसके पोस्टीरियर बाउंड्रीज हैं और एंटीरियर में स्टर्नम है, सुपीरियरली थोरेसिक आउटलेट है और इंफीरियर में डायफ्राम है. और सब डिविजन्स की बात करें तो सब डिविजन्स भी दो पार्ट में डिवाइडेड है. सब डिविजन्स further divided into two parts, superior mediastinum and inferior mediastinum. The boundaries of superior mediastinums are inferiorly it have horizontal plane, posteriorly upper four thoracic vertebrae and anteriorly manubrium, the upper bone of the sternum, upper part of the sternum, and also superiorly it have thoracic outlet. That's all the boundaries of the superior mediastinum. And इन्फेरियरली इट्स एक हॉरिजॉन्टल इमेजिनरी प्लेन है जो कि हम लोग के एंगल ऑफ लुइस टर्नल एंगल से पास करता है. वो है पोस्टेरियरली थोरेसिक वर्टिब्रस के मात्र चार हैं और एंटेरियरली मैन्यूब्रम है और सुपीरियरली थोरेसिक आउटलेट है जो मीडियास्टिनम का था. सो कंटेंट का बात करते हैं. सो लेट्स गो टू द कंटेंट. लाइक सुपरफिशियलिस to the deep, we go in superficialis in superior mediastinum. The superficialis contents are thymus gland and left and right brachiocephalic vein and superior vena cava. That's all. Means one gland and three veins. And in intermediate level it have three arteries and three, not four, but we can say three also. Four arteries and two pair of nerves. So in intermediate level, arc of aorta, right brachiocephalic arteries and left common carotid artery and left subclavian artery, which is in left part of the body, and right and left phrenic and vagus nerves. In deep, supermediastinum have trachea, esophagus and thoracic duct. It's important, please note it that here, in deep, so in esophagus is deep in superior mediastinum. So it's important here. I will tell you why in the next thing. Now we go to the inferior mediastinum. It's also further divided into three parts: middle mediastinum, anterior mediastinum and posterior mediastinum. Here I write medial mediastinum in the first thing because it's most important topic of mediastinum because it have heart and pericardium. Let's start with mediastinum. Anterior mediastinum's boundary is T1 to T12 in posterior. Anteriorly it's also a sternum, but not full after the manubrium, the anterior part of the sternum. And in superior it have the imaginary border like horizontal plane and inferior diaphragm. So now we go to the content. It's not too much thing here to remember, only two things: thymus gland and lymph nodes. And in medial mediastinum there are same as anterior mediastinum boundaries, but only difference in anterior side. In anterior mediastinum its have anterior border is sternum, but here in middle mediastinum the anterior border of middle mediastinum is posterior border of middle mediastinum. So posterior border of anterior mediastinum. So don't confuse here. The posterior border of anterior mediastinum is anterior border of middle mediastinum. So we go to the content. It's a very important thing: heart and pericardium, and the ascending aorta, pulmonary trunk, superior and inferior vena cava, right and left pulmonary vein, right and left phrenic nerves and lymph nodes. That's all mediastinum. That, like, these things are only for remember here. You have to remember. If you practice, you will also like familiar with these things. And posterior mediastinum, and now we also understand the concept of the anterior and posterior. So the anterior, everything is same of as like as anterior mediastinum, but just change in the anterior border of posterior mediastinum is posterior border of middle mediastinum. So now we go to the content itself. Here I told you that very important thing is that the anterior component of posterior inferior middle mediastinum is esophagus, but in superior mediastinum I told you that this is esophagus is deep, but here it is in the superficialis thing. So inferior posterior mediastinum have esophagus, a zygous system of veins, and posterior and right and left thoracic sympathetic trunk, medial mediastinal lymph nodes and thoracic ducts, and descending aorta. That's all. So these things. Okay, thanks for watching. Next lecture में मिलते हैं.